I hope you like this little drawing I drew for us, bro. If you can't make out what it is, it's a brain. I'm not the best drawer, but I did try with this. I did. We're going to speak about our mental model as young men. Because this isn't taught to us, bro. And when you truly think about what it means to be a man, I mean, what comes to your mind straight away, off the bat? You think of someone that's strong, that's like focused, that's not weak, that's leading other people. I mean, that's kind of what I get from, and I agree with those things. That's what I think when I think about what a man is. And we're going on in our lives truly trying to find ourselves of what it means to be a man, but we neglect, or sometimes we're not taught, or we just don't know that another side or another key tenet of masculinity alongside so many other things, because masculinity as a whole is huge. There's so many things that goes into building us up as men. We forget that our mental state of mind is huge. And it's a big factor in being men, but also cultivating our lives for success and having the things that we want. I mean, it is, right? If you think about it, what do we truly have control of in our lives? It's really not that much when you break it down, bro. You can't control other people. You can't control the weather. You can't control even if your heart stops beating. Boom, one day you could just drop dead because your heart stopped and you didn't even know it was coming. So what you can control, bro, is your mental state of mind, what you do, how you act, how you think. And to even some degree, right, bro, we've all been brainwashed and skewed to be these weak, willy-nilly boys, which has really messed us up in the long run because we're starting to see it more than ever, especially at my age, bro. I'm 25. Everyone that I knew growing up, or majority of the people, they're just, you look at them and like, bro, you're still doing drugs? You're still doing that dumb stuff? Oh, come on, bro. Like, get with it. Get with the program. And it's like, nah. Because they don't have it. They don't have that hard wiring of what it means to be a man. And this is happening more and more and more. And you might have seen this around with your boys as well, bro. See, I want you to understand something is our mental state of mind is all we have. Right? And some days we're going to wake up and not truly feel like doing what we're supposed to do. I mean, we get that, right? I mean, I'm not sure how many of you boys can resonate with this, but I still, as I film this video, deal with my own mind telling me, go do this or go do that, or I battle my own demons, bro. My life was never easy growing up, and I've always been open and honest with you. I grew up in the ghetto, extremely poor, in a dangerous, bad environment, riddled with drugs and alcohol. Crime is normal. Like, bro, that was my whole life. I was a drug addict. Really let that sink in, bro. Like, I wasn't someone that just used drugs, like, with the boys. No, I became dependent on it. I was fully a drug addict. And that was the life that was right in front of me, my brothers, my best friends, because we all grew up poor. It wasn't easy, bro. And our father left us. My life was very difficult growing up. And I still believe, to some degree, the battles and the trials and tribulations that I've been through, they still come to get me some days. They do. I think that's a natural part of life. But struggle is ultimately what builds us up to men. So that's just a little side tangent, bro. But if we can't control so many external things, then we must start to master our state of mind. Our mental models need to be strong. And this is what I'm going to teach you. See, we're seeing this more than ever. Boys don't have a strong mental frame, mental model. And as I'm 25 now, bro, I'm starting to see this more than ever. 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, they're not necessarily men. And it's funny because they might have the body and they might look like a guy because they're, they're tall and they're getting older and they got a nice body and stuff. But you speak to them or you clock their habits and you're like, what? This is a big boy. You're a man-child. It's weird because their mental model's all wrong. Now, your mental model is different than mental health, right? And this is what we're going to speak about. See, the number one tenet of growing your mental model to be the man that you want to be is to be stoic. And this is a huge thing, stoicism, right? You might have heard of it, you might have not, bro. But simply put, I like to frame it in this way. You do what you're supposed to do, regardless of how you feel. So, we're going to wake up days, and many days more than days that we don't feel like it. We're gonna wake up and think, I don't feel like doing this. I'll just sleep in. I'll just do this. I mean, bro, I get it. Trust me, I do. But a true tenet of masculinity is not having your emotions hold any bearing over you. And this is the life that we're living now. And it's truly become, we don't feel like it, so let's just watch some YouTube. I don't feel like doing this, let's play some game. I don't want to do this, I'll go do this. So like, our minds have become so weak and numb that as soon as we start feeling not 110%, boom, that's it, we go and do something else. And I want you to understand, and this is huge, every single day you've got two options. You're either going to win or you're either going to lose. And our whole life mission at this current moment has been stacking losses in regards of succumbing to our feelings. Every single day, you wake up, you say you're going to do this and you don't do it. You just lost. And compounded, bro, and I want you to understand this, your losses will either spiral you, and it's going to be a big thing. It will spiral you to a life that you don't want to live, that's usually filled with degeneracy and drugs and being unproductive and being lazy, than saying and blaming the world, well, it's not my, luck to be successful or to be strong. But ultimately, with that, if you continue to stack up wins and you do what you're supposed to do, you go to the gym even though you don't feel like it, you do your work because you don't feel like it, but you do it. It's important to understand that they will be wins. And compounded, your wins will traject you on the horizon of success. It will. So stoic to me means regardless of how you feel, do it. Stay cool, stay collected, don't let your emotions bring you down, because life's hard. And life for the average young man is getting harder and harder and harder. So you must go through your life with a stoic mind of, okay, this is happening, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. This just happened, I don't feel like doing this. Keep the trajectory. Stay the course. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to be resilient. Let's go res. Resiliency is huge. See, life is going to attack us from all different angles, right? You're going to have something happen with your family, something happen with your girlfriend, something happen to you. Things happen more than not, right? In a negative manner that really skews us. You might fail at something. You might make mistakes. You might look like a fool. Being a resilient man doesn't mean that you don't fail. Doesn't mean that you give up. It means that you bounce back and you learn from your mistakes, or you continue going even when it gets tough. See, success as a whole, or being a man of honor and virtue, and being a man set with his trajectory on success, there's going to come so many things that want to bring you down, right? You'll have something happen in your family, like I said, something will happen to you, and you must stay the course. You must stay on your trajectory and bounce up. And for this, right, I want you to look at being a resilient man as a muscle, right? And similarly, when you go to the gym and you build up your biceps, well, being a resilient is just like that. You must continuously go through something to be stronger. And I'll say this, some of your biggest assets come from your failures, come from your struggle, come from your hard times. And the more you keep on going, and every breath that you take after a hard day or a bad hour, you are stronger for it. And it might not feel like it at the moment, but I can tell you this because it's the honest truth about me, bro. My whole life growing up was struggle. We were so poor, we needed food donations. I wore secondhand clothes with literally holes, things that were oversized with poo on them. We were poor in the ghetto, and I wouldn't trade that for the world now, because I can look at all the boys that I grew up with, right? Not necessarily coming from the ghetto, but the boys I went to school with and boys that I was friends with. And I'm like, you're weak. You're weak. Because you looked at all your struggles and you allowed them to break you. And that's what will happen, bro. Your life will throw things at you, and it's either going to make you or it's either going to break you. And for majority of us young men, we allow our struggles, our failures, our mistakes to break us. But equally, some of the best fuel that we can get as men is to allow our setbacks to make us. And any successful person that you look at, or you want to emulate, or you want to be, has had more failures than success. They just stayed the course. So being resilient and having that frame of mind of, okay, whatever comes your way, any failures, any mistakes, any this or that, I'm going to still get up, I'm going to still keep going. Get knocked down 5 times, get up 6. The third thing is a winner's mindset. And I love this, bro. And I don't know if you can really see it up the top here. You probably see the word performer. I've written on my wall that I am a high performer. And a winner's mindset is something that you must bestow upon yourself. And I'm going to break it down in a sense of, it's somewhat like ego, right? But we as men must develop a mindset of that. We can do anything, right? This is huge. A winner's mindset is truly you saying to yourself, you can do anything, and you walk into every situation as though you have already achieved what it is that you want to do or you want to be. See, I want you to understand this one thing though. A winner's mindset has to be backed up by action. Otherwise, you're an imposter. And this is something that you just never ever want to be in your life. Someone that says he's going to do something, but then your actions don't align for it. Like, oh, you want to be healthy, but then you go eat that fast food. What are you talking about? You want to be healthy? Oh, you want to clean up your life, but you go smoke some weed. Or you go do some drugs. You want to be a better person, but then you keep cheating on your girlfriend. Your life needs to be in accordance of being a winner. And your mindset needs to frame that alongside your actions. This is huge, right? See, I go to the gym looking at myself as an athlete. I go to my boxing classes as I'm a boxer, right? I'm not a boxer and I'm not an athlete, but I view myself as that because I believe in the power of my words. And your words hold value. And we go through so much of our lives, right, with this self-limiting beliefs. We can't do something. It's not going to work out for me. That person's lucky. They had a better and nice life, so that's why their life is better than mine. Start acting in accordance of a winner. Right? And I want you to be thorough and honest with yourself. Look at your life. Does your life have what it takes to be a winner? Absolutely. You're alive, you're healthy, you've got a roof over your head. You're set up to win, bro, because there's so many people on this earth that don't even have that. So start living your life framing as though you're a winner, that you can do anything, that you're the man, and back it up with your actions. And that will create momentum. And that's really powerful for you to understand. The more that you can start living your life congruent of a winner, your actions back it up, and you keep on going day in, day out, day in, day out. Forward, forward, forward. Whoo! That's powerful, bro. That's going to create this force inside you that ultimately becomes unstoppable. And what happens when a man becomes unstoppable? Well, no one can stop him. And you actually start to get looked at as, well, that guy, he's a toxic man, or, look at him, who's got a big ego. So what? If that's the trade-off that you got to make to be called toxic, or you got a big ego, so be it, bro. It's people that believe in themselves and back it up, shut the gates. They're the ones that win. The third thing, the fourth thing is discipline. And I want you to understand this one thing about discipline, because discipline is easy, bro. Discipline is only truly built by doing what you're supposed to do when you don't feel like it. See, we can all go to the gym when we feel like it. That's not building up discipline. Discipline will be built when you go to the gym when you don't feel like it. Discipline will be built when you don't feel like doing your homework, but you do it. Discipline will be built when you spend all those extra hours working on your business or working on yourself when you don't feel like it. It's easy to do the things that we want to do and say, we're disciplined. But then when the storm starts to come and the days start to become hard and you feel a little bit tired or something starts to happen, well, where'd that discipline go? Nowhere. You have to be disciplined. And I've framed myself to do it in a way that I do what I'm supposed to do regardless of how I feel. And I love that. And I say that to everyone that I speak to. Are you disciplined? Yeah, I am. When's the last day you did what you're supposed to do when you didn't feel like it? Oh, no. If I don't feel like it, bro, just take a rest. Take a couple days off. Mental health. Do you see what I mean, bro? You're only going to truly become disciplined to when you start to do what you're supposed to do when you don't feel like it. And I want you to understand, continuously forcing yourself to do what you're supposed to do will make what you're doing something that you just have to do rather than that you want to do. I can't not go to the gym. Going to the gym is like brushing my teeth. I just have to do it. My day doesn't feel right. I don't feel clean. And you'll get to that point the more you push yourself to do what you're supposed to do, regardless of how you feel. I can't repeat that enough, right? It's easy to feel motivated when everything is going good. It's easy to feel motivated after you watch a video like this. Motivation and discipline are completely different. Motivation gets you going, right? Yeah, I'm going to start this routine. I'm going to start doing this. But then discipline is what keeps you going. And I want you to understand there's a fine line between that. So, what am I going to say to wrap this up? You want to become disciplined on the day you don't feel like doing what you're supposed to do it. And this is huge. You can also attach your reason of why you want to be disciplined to your reason why in life. And this is a very important thing. We all intrinsically have a reason why. Maybe it's because you grew up poor. Maybe it's because you just want nice things because you didn't have a nice life growing up. Maybe you want to help other men because there was no one to help you. Whatever it is, bro. Attach your life to a reason why. And when you don't feel like doing what you need to do, go back to your reason why and think, whoa, my mum still has to go to work. We are still struggling. I must do it. The fifth thing, bro, is perseverance. And this is a big thing, right? I didn't want to ruin my brain. I hope you can read that. I doubt you can. But perseverance, bro. You got to keep going. Right? Like I said before, get knocked down 5 times, get up 6. Your life will always test you from every single area. Every single place life will come at you, bro. Even in areas that you don't think will. Or something like... Life will come. And I want you to understand this one thing. It's when you fall down and you get back up. Not only are you going to become resilient, but if you stay the course, you are bound to achieve success. See, what happens in our lives, right? If you look at success as continuously going up, we tend to always give up around here, around when the curve was about to start taking off. And this is what our generation doesn't understand. And you must have this mental model instilled in you of perseverance, because we give up after a couple of weeks of no progress. We give up after a couple of months of no progress. But if you were to look at it similarly, and I can give the best reference of the gym. You go to the gym because you know that it's going to take a couple of months to see some level of result. But you keep on going when you don't see the results still, right? Because you know it's going to take a while. Well, we frame our minds so differently when it comes to success. When it comes to being the men that we want to be. No progress. No progress. I'll give up. I'll try something else. But it's only been a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Persevere. Keep going. Because we all quit as we were about to blow up. As we were about to see that success, see that progress. And what I want you to understand is that's where everyone else quits. What separates you from everyone else is you keep going. Regardless of the outcome right now. Because we can learn from our mistakes. We can adapt and overcome. But don't quit. Persevere. You got to understand, with the last point coming up, right? If you instill all this, your frame as a man, your mental model is going to be that of people just don't even... So many people don't have this. And it's why if you put your mind to something and you have this frame, you will run past. You will be unstoppable. And isn't that what you want to be? Why be weak-willed? Why be weak, fragile, docile when you get to choose the man that you want to be? You get to choose, bro. Right? We all have circumstances that come up, and it could have been your upbringing, it could have been something that happened, could have been you lost a family member, could have been whatever. But you get to decide, and that's the beauty of being a man, and it's also the beauty of us men not hitting our true potential till we're 30. Till we're 30 to 35 to 40. In between that 10-year gap, we hit our peaks. Would you rather be a man in his peak with nothing, or be a man in his peak with everything? It's up to you. So you got to persevere. The last thing, bro, is I'm going to put an arrow there. Stress management. See, I want you to understand this one thing as a young man. Stress. I truly believe, as a man that has felt stress in every area of my life. Stress because my family had so many problems. Stress because we grew up so poor. Stress because I was a drug addict. Stressed for every area of my life. I used to look at stress as something that, destroyed me. And it did. I used to get so stressed out that, boom, I just wouldn't do anything. But stress is what builds us. Right? And I want you to understand, hard times, struggle, stress, pressure. Pressure creates diamonds. Stress builds you to get stronger. But we do need an outlet. And this is why your frame as a man when it comes to your body must be intact. There are so many character traits that we build in the gym that we cannot build anywhere else. Consistency, focus, pushing yourself, discipline, delaying gratification. That all stems from the gym. And there's no other area of your life that you can really try to get those traits. You don't get it in school. You don't get it playing games. You might get a little bit in maybe a sports team or something. But if you need to alleviate yourself from some pressure, and we all get like that, bro. Gym, fighting, go hit a bag, go start pushing some weights. Not only will you build your body, it is what we do as men to get our feelings intact, to handle the pressure. The pressure makes us stronger, but we need an outlet. Because what will happen if you don't have an outlet? You give up. It's too much to handle. It's too much. Or when the pressure gets too much, well then, you know what happens? Alongside you quit, and you also start going back to your old ways to do nothing. And when you start getting back into that old way, more momentum builds, but it builds for the wrong thing, and getting yourself out of that is so much harder than getting yourself to the gym and taking out your stress. The mental model that I've laid out for you, bro, is the mental model that I have instilled in myself. I do believe it's the strongest mental model for us young men to cultivate and live our lives by. Your frame of mind is everything. Your state of mind has to be strong. Life isn't easy, as you have probably already felt that. When you dial in, when you become a man, not only that's capable through your body, through your mind, but you become a man true to your word, you'll be the man that you want to be. There's nothing in life that gives us any more fulfillment than being a man on our purpose, staying true to our words, being strong not only physically, but mentally and also resourcefully. Come on, bro. I know that's what you want to be. Start leveling yourself up. Frame all of these into your mind. It takes time. It does. It's not going to happen overnight, but be conscious of how you look at situations. Be conscious of if you're quitting, if you're stacking L's. Just look at your life on a day-to-day basis, reflect, and you'll see your life, if you're conscious about instilling these, change for the better. Love you, bro.